May 17th, 1990, Agua Prieta, Mexico. A dusty ranch house rattles as DEA agents tear through it, desperate to find something they cannot see, but know is there. They tap walls, rip up tiles, and find nothing. One frustrated agent steps outside and turns on a faucet. The pipes hiss, the floor groans, and suddenly a pool table rises on hidden hydraulics, revealing a shaft, disappearing into pitch-black earth. What they found was not a stash. It was a 270-foot tunnel stretching beneath the U.S. border. It had concrete walls, lights, rail tracks, and storage bays big enough to hide 5 tons of cocaine. Even air conditioning kept the load steady at 65 degrees. The mastermind was 33-year-old Joaquín Guzmán, not yet El Chapo, but already building an empire beneath everyone's feet. In just 7 months, the tunnel moved 30 tons of cocaine unseen by any border guard. To keep the secret buried, the cartel murdered 14 workers who dug it. The U.S. sealed the tunnel with concrete and declared victory, unaware they had just witnessed a revolution in smuggling, a proof of concept that would rewrite border security forever. Across the line in Douglas, Arizona, agents entered a warehouse owned by Camina. Near the back, they spotted what looked like a normal drainage grate. When they pried it open, stale air rushed out. Below, a steel ladder dropped 30 feet down into a perfectly poured concrete tunnel lit by fluorescent tubes. Smooth walls, arched ceilings, rail tracks, and a pulley cart still packed with wrapped bundles. A pump hummed in the dark to keep groundwater out, and PVC pipes pumped fresh, desert air through the narrow shaft. Officials later nicknamed it the James Bond Tunnel. Nothing like it had ever been seen. Investigators soon confirmed the builder, Joaquín Guzmán Loera. Among smugglers, they called him El Rapido, because his product moved instantly through his tunnels. That single route funneled 60,000 pounds, 30 tons of cocaine into the U.S., hundreds of millions in street value, all without a single checkpoint catching a thing. The DEA filled it with concrete, blew up the Mexican side, and called it a win. But the message was clear. When the surface is locked, the cartels go underground. Guzmán had hired architect Felipe de Jesus Corona Rivera, who specialized in hidden passages. He designed the hydraulics, the electric carts, even the alignment to perfection. Soon after, investigators found the bodies of the 14 murdered laborers buried in the desert, silenced forever. The tunnels were not just engineering marvels. They were graves built on secrecy and fear. By 1992, Guzmán's crew was back at it, this time digging under a California warehouse in Otay Mesa. The second tunnel was longer, deeper, and far more advanced. Each discovery pushed law enforcement to realize a terrifying truth. For every tunnel they found, more were still out there. Every bust taught the cartels how to build smarter next time. Finding these tunnels became nearly impossible. Ground-penetrating radar seemed like the answer. If it could spot pipes, why not tunnels? But the border's soil was chaos. Layers of rock, clay, and sand scrambled the radar returns. Even the deepest scans looked like static. A shallow tunnel could appear faintly, but once smugglers started digging 60 or 70 feet down, the radar signals simply died. One geophysicist said they got endless false alarms, tree roots, rocks, buried pipes, and missed the real tunnels entirely. Seismic sensors met the same fate. The border is too loud. Trucks, trains, jackhammers, even thunder drowned out every possible clue. By the early 2000s, Homeland Security had tried everything from thermal cameras to microgravity sensors, and all failed. Every tunnel ever found was uncovered by human tips, not machines. So the US pivoted. In 2003, they launched the San Diego Tunnel Task Force, a mix of DEA, Border Patrol, and ICE agents who went old school, talking to landlords, planting informants, and watching for strange activity. Warehouses that never moved goods, dump trucks hauling dirt at night, jackhammers after midnight. It was tedious work, with only a couple of tunnel busts a year, usually catching low-level workers who knew almost nothing. By the mid-2000s, Arizona created its own Nogales task force after discovering over 100 tunnel outlets in the city's sewer canals. Cartels were literally drilling into drain pipes to pop out inside U.S. territory unseen. Meanwhile, the tunnels kept evolving, now featuring elevators, reinforced walls, ventilation, electrical systems, even phone lines running the full length. The cartels had turned smuggling into underground engineering. The problem was simple but brutal. Defense must cover everything, while offense only needs one success. The U.S. border stretches 1,954 miles. To stop tunnels, you would need to monitor every inch underground, which is impossible. The cartels only need one perfect spot. With $40 billion in the drug trade on the line, they could lose 10 tunnels and still profit from the 11th. Washington's solution was to seal the surface so tight that digging would not be worth it. Billions poured into walls, drones, sensors, and patrols. By 2015, illegal crossings had dropped dramatically. But the smarter the surface got, the deeper the cartels went. Every new fence, every new patrol, pushed them underground, turning tunnels from rare tricks into standard business. Between 2007 and 2011, 75 tunnels were found, more than in the previous 20 years combined. Otay Mesa became the hot spot. Its clay soil was perfect, firm enough to hold its shape, and soft enough to dig. Warehouses and trucks above masked every sound below. Smugglers would buy twin warehouses, one in Tijuana, one in San Diego, and start digging. If caught, they lost a building. If not, they gained a secret gateway worth hundreds of millions of dollars. In 2010, 2 tunnels were discovered just weeks apart, holding 50 tons of marijuana, one ending in a kitchen, the other with wood floors, elevators, and rail cars. These weren't quick jobs. They were multi-year projects employing dozens of laborers, many forced to work under threat. By 2012, U.S. officials admitted the truth. Surface patrols had made smuggling harder on the surface, so cartels simply went below. Tunnels had become a foundation of the trade. Then came the 2019 wall expansion. 30-foot steel barriers rose high, but deep underground, the cartels were finishing their boldest creation yet. In January 2020, agents found it, the longest, deepest, most sophisticated tunnel ever built, 4,309 feet long, nearly a mile, 70 feet deep, with LED lights, ventilation, sump pumps, and an electric rail system. It ran from a warehouse in Tijuana to a commercial lot in San Diego. The elevator shaft alone dropped 7 stories. Here is the part that chills. They only found it because of a tip. No technology detected it. No patrol stumbled on it. Without that informant, it could still be running today. Within months, more tunnels appeared in the same area, the pattern unbroken. Every time one was filled with concrete, another started. Not one of the 180-plus tunnels found since 1990 has ever been discovered by technology. All were found by humans or by luck. Congress later passed a law banning tunnel construction with penalties up to 20 years in prison. New tunnel rat units now train in cramped underground sites, using robots and cameras to search for hidden shafts. Homeland Security even tested experimental quantum sensors that detect tiny density changes underground. But the basic problem remains. The border is 2,000 miles long, and the cartels only need one soft spot. They pick ideal ground, dig for years if needed, and wait for their moment. The U.S. can stop 99 tunnels, but the one that breaks through pays for them all. And the human cost? Still horrific. Many tunnel workers are forced to dig under guard, and some vanish after a project finishes. Each tunnel can be both an engineering feat and a crime scene. The real driver is demand. As long as Americans buy cocaine, meth, fentanyl, and heroin, the supply lines will keep evolving. Tunnels, drones, subs, anything that works. A wall says, "Keep out." A tunnel answers, "We'll come in underneath." Every great wall in history has been beaten. China's by bribes, castles by gunpowder, France's Maginot Line by flanking maneuvers. The US-Mexico border is no different. Tunnels are proof that static defense will never be perfect. 30 years after that first discovery, over 180 tunnels have been found. In 2022, another appeared, 6 football fields long, lined with electricity and steel, right under one of the most fortified border stretches in existence. The cartels just dug deeper. The real question is not how do we build an unbreakable wall. The real question is, can defense ever catch up to offense? That first tunnel in 1990 did not just move cocaine, it moved the goalposts. It spawned an entire underground industry, proving that borders are not lines, they are layers. Above and below, cat and mouse play endlessly in the dark. Somewhere right now, another crew is digging. Deep below the sunlit fences, inch by inch, the earth keeps its secrets, and they are slowly, silently moving north.